that I am live right now. So I'm not great with live, so bear with me. But I woke up this morning and I saw a pretty cool article that I thought all you guys would really appreciate, guys and gals, whoever is out there watching, thought you guys would appreciate this. Wanted to just go through it and let you guys know my thoughts on it and get your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this. This is for my diamond enthusiasts, my moissanite enthusiasts, people who like the shiny stuff on their body. Woke up this morning and saw an article that's called Blue Nile now selling lab grown diamond engagement rings. Okay, so lab grown diamond engagement rings now being sold by Blue Nile. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of Blue Nile. Pretty sure that if you ever looked for a diamond anything, you've heard of Blue Nile. Okay, so the article goes on to speak about how I'll just read a little bit, all the important parts to you. Blue Nile, which for years resisted selling lab grown diamond engagement rings, so they resisted it, right? Why would they resist it? Likely that's because they want to sell the real stuff. Why would they want to sell the real stuff? Because the real stuff is worth a lot more to the consumer. They can get away with selling it for a lot more. So they resisted selling lab-grown diamond engagement rings, but they're now offering them side by side with natural diamonds on their site. That's a huge deal. It might not seem like a huge deal, but it shows you that lab-grown diamonds are really hitting the industry hard. People might not realize it, but a lot more people are realizing that lab-grown diamonds are becoming a huge, huge deal. And because they're becoming a huge deal, these large companies need to keep up because people are starting to say, I don't want your diamonds. That's what people are starting to say. We recently had a video talking about how Trax NYC was speaking on moissanite and how he was bashing it. And I mentioned in that video that I did that the reason why he's probably bashing it is because he sees a large majority of his customers turning away from diamonds, perhaps moving to a lab-grown diamond area, or maybe a moissanite area. Hey, what's going on, Pancake Society? Love to see it. I want to add some lab diamonds to my collection. Awesome. So, yeah, I think that this is something that big companies, thank you so much for dropping that comment, my friend. This is something that that companies are really starting to push now because they see the consumer is getting wise. The internet brings everybody together, right? And so large companies like Blue Nile, for example, are starting to see that, hey, people are getting wise to what we're doing. We're charging them too much money on diamonds. And so lab diamonds are in and moissanite is also in. Yo, what's going on, man? JG Fontanez, thank you so much for joining. Hope you guys appreciate this. I know there's not a lot of people on this, but I found this article to be interesting, so I thought you guys would like it, and I hope it helps you guys in some way, shape, or form. Thank you guys for being there. Um, I love you guys. You guys are great. Have fun in the chat there. Have fun in the chat. I'm gonna hop back to the article, and you guys keep buddying it up. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Blue Nile has long sold lab-grown diamonds produced by De Beers, but has until now not sold them for engagement rings. Again, because you get ton of money for natural diamond engagement rings as opposed to lab-grown diamonds. All right, so Blue Nile's inventory appears to be a little different than its competitors, blah, blah, blah. All right, so they are producing a large number. Blue Nile is producing a large number of D-colored diamonds. That is likely, this is interesting. I'm actually going to read this specifically word for word. It seems to be offering a large number of D-colored diamonds, likely because they were produced with the high-pressure, high-temperature method, which is considered better at producing high-color diamonds than the chemical vapor deposition method. So there's two different ways. Well, there's probably more than two different ways. But this article is talking about HPHT versus CVD methods of creating lab-grown diamonds. And the HPHT is better at creating D-color diamonds. So just because they're lab-made doesn't mean that you're not going to get an off-color diamond or a diamond with, different properties. It doesn't matter. You have a more controlled environment, but you definitely can come away with different types of diamonds. The big thing I want to point out in this article, it mentions most HPHT diamonds are grown in China. Okay. So I wanted to throw that out there. I've said this in a lot of videos. China rules the world. China rules the world. So when you buy a diamond, or if you buy a lab grown diamond, it's very likely that that diamond came from China. And you know what? From a lot of the people that I've met in the past, spoken to them about jewelry and all that stuff, a lot of people, they hate on China. A lot of people do. I don't know about what you guys' opinions on China is, but at the end of the day, China is doing their thing. Oh, I see Pancake Society, $8.99. I don't know what that means. I can only imagine maybe that means you sent me something special, and I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting me. You're actually the first person to ever send me money, my friend. So I do appreciate that. I don't deserve it, but thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I don't deserve you guys. Much love to all of you. Thank you. So most HPHT diamonds are grown in China. So again, many people, they don't like China. Many people have something against China, but remember, China rules the world in many aspects. And so we can see that some of the most beautiful lab-grown diamonds are coming from China. Big deal. Big deal. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, you guys are too much. Oh, listen, I'm going to be the first YouTuber to say stop, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, guys. I don't deserve your money. JG Fontanez, thank you. Thank you, guys. Really, truly appreciate it. I'm humbled by you guys. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. You guys are too kind to me. Seriously. Oh, man. Bidding war coming. All right. Well, maybe I'll take it. Maybe I'll take it. No problem. Yeah, send the money. Send the money. You guys are too much. You guys are too much. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I'm glad you guys appreciate this. I'm glad you guys appreciate this or are finding value in this. I know I found value in it. Whenever I find value, I want to share it with you guys. So let's see. I just want to get back to this. So yes, some of the most beautiful lab-grown diamonds on Earth come from China, which is remarkable. It's remarkable. Blue Nile also appears to be selling them primarily with GIA reports, keeping in line with its long-standing practice. So they've been doing this for a long time. Though GIA has been grading lab-grown diamonds, GIA has been grading lab-grown diamonds since 2020. Before that, they were only doing mined diamonds. A lot of people don't know that. GIA, they were trying to stay away from lab-grown diamonds for quite a while. So a lot of the time when it comes to lab-grown diamonds, you have a company, I know they're very popular, IGI. They typically will handle the lab-grown, but now GIA is doing it. So I know a lot of people. Just to throw this in, some fun facts, right? When you're looking for diamonds, whether it's lab-grown, whether it's regular diamonds, a lot of the time they're going to come with a certificate, right? They're going to come with a specific certificate, but that certification is not really a certification. Many people don't know this. It's not Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, JG. I really appreciate it. I appreciate both you guys, all you guys, everybody who's not on here yet, who might see this later. I appreciate every single one of you. The love that you guys show is undeserved by me. I just want to be here for the community and do what I can, and I'm grateful that you guys do appreciate this stuff. Thank you, guys. It means a lot. It really means a lot, truly. All right, so what was I saying before I got humbled by you guys again? Yeah, so GIA, for the longest time, they weren't dealing with lab-grown. Now they're dealing with lab-grown because they're seeing that's how serious this lab-grown diamond industry is becoming. People are starting to see that regular mined diamonds are starting to become a thing of the past. People are getting wise to the tricks of the diamond, trade. So lab-grown diamonds are in, which is pretty remarkable because the diamond company, I think this has a lot to do with the internet. The diamond companies, De Beers, they created an empire they were basically, I hate to use this terminology, but they kind of brainwashed the consumer. Thanks for the awesome content. Love your channel. Lab Diamonds and Moissanite are the way to go. Brandon Suarez, thank you so much. By the way, I love your channel, Brandon. Shout out to Brandon's channel. Putting out some good information out there and some entertaining stuff too. So if you guys want some good entertainment, I would check out Brandon Suarez for sure. Thank you guys for being here. All three of you. You got 3 people on this live stream. I know I didn't mention I was going to be doing a live stream. I didn't know it either. So we're not going to have a lot of people in here, but hopefully people will benefit from this information later. Appreciate all of you guys, more than you know. So yeah, people are definitely starting to see that lab-grown diamonds are not the way, like Brandon just mentioned. I'm the third, you're the best. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Wolo. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I appreciate that you guys appreciate. Yeah, so we're seeing in the community that people are starting to get wise to the practices of the diamond industry. We got a lot of people out there who are moving towards moissanite, moving toward lab created diamonds, and starting to see that it's not necessary to spend, a carload of money, a house load of money on these natural mined diamonds. So IGI has been doing grading for a while, and I say grading because whenever you see certification, if you say certified GIA diamonds, for example, right? I found out a long time ago they're not actually certified anything. They're not certified anything. They're simply being graded. A lot of people don't know that. Now, does that really matter to you, the consumer? Probably not. But it may give you some insight as to the company you're actually buying from. Pancake Society. That's very true. I think the older generations seem to be pretty set in their ways. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Set in their ways. People are starting to see, though. They're starting to see. People are getting away from this space, guys. No longer will you have to decide between getting an engagement ring for your future wife or a gift for your, whoever, and buying a house. And good for every single person who knows it. I'm not hating on mined diamonds, but I am saying that they are overpriced. They're overpriced. Listen, everybody is, we have different demographics out there. Some people want the mined, some people want the lab, some people want moissanite. It's all good. But the industry is feeling the effects. They're feeling the effects. The industry is being shaken. And that's pretty miraculous. That's coming from amazing information put out on the internet. People are starting to see that it's not worth it. So yeah, and they're not actually, again, when you see GIA certification, they're not certified anything. They're not. They are graded by a third party that you're hoping has no involvement with the actual grading process, meaning they're not getting anything. They're supposed to be a non-for-profit GIA, from what I understand. But we don't know if they're actually a non-for-profit because, as we can see, the diamond industry is very, very shady, unfortunately. I'm not saying the people who work in the diamond industry are shady, but the diamond industry as a whole, very, very shady. So we're starting to see that. Now, apparently lab-grown diamonds, they're not really moving towards the GIA space, even though GIA has actually went ahead. Do you see any benefit in choosing a diamond over a moissanite, regardless of the piece? Any benefit of choosing a diamond over a moissanite? Yes, I do think so. If we're not talking about money, take money out of the picture. Brandon Suarez, great question. If you take money out of the picture, you can go ahead and see that diamonds, they look different. You have moissanite, which is more rainbowish. It's more fiery and more brilliant. Diamonds are a little bit more understated. It's more of like a black and white. They do have fire in there. It has colors popping, but it's more of like a black and white kind of a shine. Now, like I've mentioned in the past, they do look different in all fairness. If money were no object, I'd be going for a diamond. That's Pancake. Yeah, absolutely. They have their own places. I know a lot of people in the past who've seen my moissanite stuff have said, wow, that's incredible. It looks a little bit feminine. Now, that is all subjective. I personally don't find them feminine. When you look at moissanite, you're looking at fire. You're looking at brilliance. So if you love the fieriness, Brandon, I would say go with the moissanite. But certain pieces, um, certain people, not pieces, certain people might prefer having an actual diamond because of the look, the way it shines, how it's a little bit more understated, the fact that you have less colors. Some people like that, some people don't. Depending on the way the light hits, you're going to be able to see that. So that's my opinion on it. Um, Obviously, price is a factor to many people, but I personally like that blingy, blingy look. I like that obnoxious, beautiful, blingy look. Diamonds have it unless you compare them to a moissanite. And then, I'm sorry, moissanite's blowing diamonds out of the water. If money were no object, I'd go moissanite still. I agree. I love the shine, the loudness of moissanite, but most people keep assuming that moissanites are fake diamonds. Straight up. Many people assume that moissanites are fake diamonds when they are in a completely different class of their own. They're holding themselves up to their own standards. Absolutely. A lot of people feel that way. You're not alone. You're not alone. Let's see here. So yeah, so we can see as far as this goes, people are moving away. We have different labs starting to do their thing when it comes to grading them. Because remember, they're not certified, they're graded. So you can take it to IGI, and IGI might say, yeah, your diamond is this. But you take it to GIA, and they might say, yeah, no, your diamond is that. So it's all subjective. Nothing is certified anything. There's no absolute standard when it comes to moissanite, when it comes to diamonds, when it comes to lab-grown diamonds. All of these things make us as consumers feel more comfortable. But at the end of the day, what's more comfortable than your own eyes looking at that piece? There's a video I saw a few days ago of a jeweler seeing moissanite for the first time, and he kept calling it a fake diamond. Oh, it's horrible, man. And these are professionals, right? These are professionals. When is your jewelry store opening, and what will your company be selling? Oh, Brandon, thank you so much. Thank you so much for reaching out. I actually want to do a specific video or live in regards to that. So please forgive me. I'm going to hold off for that for now because I really want to make sure that that is a separate issue altogether. And I'll try to get some word out for when I'll be doing that live. So you guys, if you want to join, you guys can go ahead and join on that. So I'll hold off on that, if you don't mind. Thank you for caring. Thank you for caring. That means more to me than you know. But yes, jewelers, professionals, they are considering moissanite to be a fake diamond. Not the case, guys. Anybody who knows better knows better. Exactly. I was like, man, absolutely, you of all people should know better. But remember, Pancake, their business is being affected. Their business is being affected greatly. People aren't blind anymore. I almost said people aren't stupid anymore. People were never stupid. People were being lied to. People were being blind. Yeah, Brandon, yeah. So the name of the company that I already did start is From a Distance Jewelry. Yep, that's it. That's it. As far as purchasing with Trax NYC, I've never worked with them. Never worked with Trax NYC ever. But that guy, like you said the other day, is entertaining. Let me tell you, very entertaining. And I have no doubt that they have good stuff. You get what you pay for a lot of the time. The customer service comes along with the product and all that stuff. So I would actually love to work with him in the future for sure. Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. All right, so let's see here. I just want to move down along this article real quick. I'm gonna skip past all the stuff that doesn't really matter, and I'll go ahead after I post this video up. I'll link this in the description if you guys want to check the article out. But I'm pretty much touching on all the important subjects. Let's see. All right, so maybe we kind of touched on all the important subjects. At the end of the day, we can see here that GIA, which is a big deal because they were not doing it for a while. GIA is now grading, because remember, it's not really certifying anything. Huge difference between grading and certifying. Certifying is saying a definitive thing. This is certified this. That means this is this and it will never change, and there's a standard. There's no real standards. We have other companies like IGI who have been doing lab grown diamonds for a while. At the end of the day, what do you guys think? I have a good idea about what you guys think as far as moissanite, as far as lab grown diamonds, as far as mine diamonds. What do you think about diamonds that say conflict free in the description? So, conflict free, there's a lot of different, again, there's no real standards out there. So, conflict free would mean people didn't die. There was no bloodshed over this. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there's a lot of people talk about how there's a lot of bloodshed in the diamond industry. And isn't that the truth, right? I mean, you had that movie, if I remember correctly, it was with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think it was called Blood Diamond. You have a lot of people out there. The diamond industry itself is full of corruption. And so conflict free is supposed to be separating that corruption. For example, like you have chickens, right? That get farmed chicken, completely left field when it comes to analogies. But you have farmed animals that are on a farm, and people all of a sudden they don't like the fact that these animals are killed in the way that they do, the way that they're kept. So now they're free range, right? But at the end of the day, are they really are the standards that much different or that much better? Well, as far as the chickens go, not really. But as far as diamonds go, we don't know. We don't have an inside look. But because of things like the internet, because of research, because of all of the people speaking out, there might be a huge difference or there might not be that much of a difference. Does a stamp of conflict free really mean that nobody died? There were no problems in terms of this? Guys, the diamond industry in itself is very corrupt. So because it's so corrupt, it would not surprise me if there was still conflict. Made me not want to buy diamonds, that movie. Yes. Yes, moissanites are like the vegan version of diamonds. You can definitely look at it like that. And then you have jewelers out there, like Pancake mentioned, who are hating on moissanite or, lab created diamonds, and they're saying, "Oh, it's not conflict free. It's not conflict free. You're destroying the environment because of the way you produce them." It's like, listen, man. Listen, man, at the end of the day, my pockets are better lined purchasing the other stuff. They're just as fiery, just as brilliant. They shine the same way or better, because lab created anything is always going to be better than the natural source. It's always going to be created in a sterile environment. You're going to have less inclusions. You're going to have less problems in that regard. So at the end of the day, lab created is moving up the chain. It is. Lab created is moving up the chain. Moissanite's moving up the chain. I'm happy to see it. You got a lot of good companies out there. These certificates that are floating around with all these pieces, there's a lot of different thoughts on them. But at the end of the day, guys, nobody's taking a microscope. Pancake, free-range chickens are just chickens in cages. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's a scam. What are your top favorite 3 jewelry companies to shop with? Daniel Jewelry is number 1. Yeah, Daniel Jewelry is fantastic. I actually get asked this a lot in DMs. I don't like to answer it. I'm not going to tell you the top 3, but I'm going to tell you three individual companies that I really appreciate. And actually, if you guys watch this channel, you already know who they are. There's a lot out there though. But if you're asking for 3 off the top of my head, I'm going to tell you right now. You said jewelry companies, so I'm not taking that as manufacturer, but DJI is right there. You got Leary's, you got Luke Zion. These companies, you have a lot of companies out there who sell the same thing, right? Not saying that these companies sell the same thing, but what I'm saying is, and I've mentioned it in some past videos, you want to purchase from the individual. You have a lot of beautiful individuals out there. And I would look at the individual before I even looked at the product. Because if you have a good individual, a person who is advertising properly, a person who cares about your well-being, a person who ships on time, a person who will take care of the problems that will eventually happen depending on that, depending on what you're purchasing, because problems will always arise, I would feel confident in that product. Because an individual of that standard would not be selling an inferior product. And that's something that I know you mentioned my jewelry store earlier. that's something that since day one, I said, I am not going to be selling garbage. I'm not going to do it. I told everybody who I spoke to when they found out, yeah, I'm opening up my own thing. I will not sell garbage. And that is something because it's a personal thing. My standards are up here. Um, do you own a Daniel's Jewelry Inc. piece? What is your opinion on Harlem Bling? You don't seem too happy with his products in the past. Yeah, so JG, I don't own a Daniel Jewelry's piece, but I've obviously, as you've seen, I've held his pieces in my hand, and I've got to compare them to other pieces that I've seen from other jewelry companies in the past. Daniel Jewelry Inc. has a heart of gold. Let me put it like that. David, he has a heart of gold. Beautiful, beautiful human being. I trust him, and my experience with him as a human being has given me complete confidence. I've had a couple of pieces that I've drawn up that I want him to do. That's going to be in the future, and I look forward to showing you guys on the channel that eventually when that does happen. I have a couple of pieces out there. That last question was, what is your opinion on Harlem Bling? So Harlem Bling, I don't know if you guys you guys might remember, Brandon, you just brought it up, that I didn't seem too happy with it. I had a pretty bad customer experience that I shared with you guys on the channel. I didn't really like that. I think Harlem Bling has a place. Not saying that Eddie's bad. Not saying that his company's bad. In fact, he actually reached out to me the other day because I think he might have seen my review. You know, on the internet, YouTube, it's vast, but at the same time, I mean, it's small. We all see each other, but it's also vast. So I think he just recently came across, and he told me specifically in a DM that he wanted to make it up to me. So I feel confident that I've said from the day one, Eddie seems like a cool guy. Does he have a little bit of questionable lingo on his website? Well, he has a lot of hashtags on it, so it can be confusing as to what you're buying. I don't like that particularly. So that's something that JG, he's cool. He did great on my Jesus piece. I know, man. The guy has been doing it since he was a kid. David's been doing it since he was a kid. He knows his stuff, and again, he cares about his people. He cares about his people. So Daniel Jewelry Inc., 100%. The guy's, like I said, he has a heart of gold. His products are going to be amazing. Thanks for sharing, man. I love your channel too. JG Fontanez over here. Great channel. Shares his pieces, shares his stacks, shares his experience, shares his family. I love it. Check out his channel if you haven't seen it. A lot of the beautiful people who are on my channel, who subscribe to this channel and support me, have channels of their own. And I love it. I think it's a great community. But as far as Harlem Bling, he said he was going to be making it up to me. I can't wait to get out there how he will be making it up to me as soon as I find out myself. I think Eddie's a good guy. I think he's trying his best to do his thing and give you guys quality for price. That's what I think. So I look forward to seeing how he's going to, quote unquote, make it up to me. I have confidence in him. I do have confidence in him. Pancake. I've been a buyer of Harlem Bling for a few years. It's great if you know what you're looking for and get it right the first time. Right. I agree. I agree 100%. Eddie's price for product. That's one thing I have to say about Eddie. His price for product, they're on par. He is trying, in my personal opinion, trying to keep his margins as low as possible. He's trying to sell at the most rock bottom price that he can and still run his business. Where other people have inflated their price a bit, I think Eddie is right there, right on the cusp, So it depends on the demographic that he's selling to. Like I mentioned in that video the other day, Trax NYC has a different demographic altogether than Eddie from Harlem Bling. So Max and Eddie, different consumer base, different situation in life, different storehouses, right? Different manufacturing facilities. Everything is relative. Everything is relative. And that's why I tell you guys, and that's what I personally do, is I look specifically at the human being behind the jewelry. So that gives me an idea of what their standards are and what they want to give to their consumer. Anyway, guys, I appreciate so much all of you joining here today. Um, do you think Brandon Suarez? Do you think that Harlem Bling and Trax NYC are competitors, or are they targeting two different consumers? I'm probably seeing this comment a little bit delayed, but as I just mentioned, that maybe you guys are hearing it right now. I 100% think that they're not competitors. In my personal opinion, they're not competitors. We're all competing, right? Every jewelry company out there is competing in a sense. But what are they competing in? Trax NYC is trying to sell luxury pieces. Harlem Bling is trying to sell affordable price point to many people. Is there a problem with either? In my opinion, no. I don't think there's a problem with either. I do believe that they have different demographics, different consumers altogether. I wouldn't say they're necessarily competing, but they're competing with an idea. And what is that idea? The idea, I'm glad it made sense, Brandon. I'm glad it made sense. The idea that they're competing with, not necessarily the pieces themselves, but the idea is, okay, I'm selling to you at a base price point. I'm selling to you at a reasonable price point, and I'm selling you luxury. Those are the ideas. So whoever they sell the idea on is the person who's going to, get that business. There's also different reasons that you would shop at each. Why would you shop at Eddie? Well, if you want to shop with Eddie at Harlem Bling, maybe I'm going into an area where I don't want to be wearing my Trax NYC stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all have those times. I know I've driven through some areas. I've taken the train. There's certain things you don't want to wear. You know what I mean? So there's a different price point for different people, and there's different demographics. So really, they're selling an idea. They're selling a brand and a brand experience rather than the jewelry themselves. When it comes to jewelry, they're not competing. As far as the brand experience, they are competing. And that's why you see Eddie all the time saying, why are you going to spend this? Why are you going to spend that? Why are you going to be spending all this money when you can buy from me? And I'm going to give you a rock bottom price with a decent product. And there's a demographic for that. Like I mentioned in my previous video, when you have somebody like Max from Trax NYC, you're not going to go to him for a bargain. You're not going to go to him for a deal, typically. You just want that brand. So you're selling a brand identity. That's what you're selling at the end of the day. And that's why I say, look at the hearts behind the people. Look at who they are, how they treat their customers, their consumers. And that's why I was so hurt when what happened with Eddie from Harlem Bling happened with his customer experience with me. I was very taken back because I didn't like the way that experience happened. I'm glad he reached out and said he was going to make it up to me, and I do have confidence in him. But listen, I love all you guys out there, man. I can't wait to be getting a video out soon. Can't wait to get out some sizing videos. I've had some requests for some sizing. We kind of got away from the sizing for a little bit. I got to get back there because I got to help you guys make purchases. I look forward to having a live soon to explain to you what's going on in my life as far as the jewelry, as far as from a distance jewelry. Really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the support that I don't deserve and the love. I look forward to hitting up your channels too and seeing what you guys are doing over there. Thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll get a video out as soon as possible. Be safe. I hope you and your families are well. Take care. All right, guys.